Hi everyone, it's Nat here. Hope you're all doing well and getting some crafting done. So I am on because I thought I would show you all this. Yes, it is a Harvey Norman catalogue. Why do I have this, you ask? Well, I did challenge myself this month to make a journal of some sort with my junk mail. So far this is what I have been doing. It's a Harvey Norman catalogue which I have folded into quarters. It's like the size of a newspaper or even bigger. So it was pretty well folded into quarters anyway. So I just sewed around it and made a soft cover with it. So you can see my stitching around the edges there. So now this is the front. Now the idea, I will put the details of the challenge down below, but the idea is to embellish it. You're not allowed to use book pages, and you're not allowed to use tea-dyed papers or copy paper unless it's to back a journaling card or just to make a writing spot on a page. You can use a few envelopes, but you can't make all the pages out of envelopes or anything because it's not an envelope journal. So that's sort of the plan. So with the front, I had like all these spotlight catalogues. So I just cut all these crafty pictures out of the spotlight catalogues to do the front cover and just made a collage with them. I also found some bits and pieces of washi tape that were offcuts of what I keep all my offcuts of washi tape. I just stick them to whatever plastic bag is near me. And yeah, and then I find them one day. And before now I was going to put in my friendship journal and all this and that, but I just don't get time. So I thought this is a perfect reason to grab them and use them. So it's probably like a work in progress. Most of the things I do, I feel like they're a work in progress and never finished, because I always seem to find something that I want to add to them. So I've been chopping out little words as well that go on, and I found this Get Crafty in the catalogue, so I whacked that on the front. And I have a scrappy embellishment that I made for another challenge, and this wasn't my favourite one, but I like the way it looks on this, so it was a good use for it. So I've done that, and then I will give you a quick flip through. I gessoed the inside of the front cover, and I napkined that last night and used another bit of scrap washi tape down the bottom there. And I just used my PVA glue to do the napkin on, and I even PVA'd over the washer. I thought it might hold it down a bit better. So I'll do a flip through now of the other pages that I put in here. It's just a small one. And I used all mainly glossy pages in this one because I thought I'll use it as a glue book slash art journal type thing. So I can afford to use the glossy pages in this one. So I did this one last night just with some acrylic paint, gesso acrylic paint. And then I used some washi that someone had sent me on a Happy Mail. It was all like mangled and screwed up in that, but it came out all right once I straightened it out and put it on. I used some glue stick on it to make sure it stuck well. This is a picture of the front of a stamp catalogue that I got in the mail, which I love. And then I just used some stamps and a Signo, black Signo pen to do the little phrases there. So I loved the way that turned out. Very simple, but I am learning about all this stuff. So it's sort of just a book I can let go and have a bit of fun in and just learn how things go together. So that was the other side of another Harvey Norman catalogue, or Hardly Normals as my father calls them. And so whack that in there. I did a few different sized pages. So yeah, all junk. I have so much junk mail, as a lot of you would have seen, that I got throughout the month, and I've got a little bit more from this month too, because I've got to get out and stick the sticker on my letterbox so that they stop giving it to me. So I'm actually going to keep making a whole heap of these for practicing my mixed media and that in, and glue booking, because they do work really well. And I've saved a lot of the sort of map pages to make an actual junk journal as well. But I thought as time's going pretty quick this month for me, and I've had so many projects, I'm just going to focus on doing what I can in this one first. But of course, when I make the others, I will show you as well. in the future. So I like this because you can flip it out, just add something a bit different. So in the middle you can see I've just used a 3-hole pamphlet stitch there and just some tatting thread. I'm pretty sure that was just to hold it all together. Very easy. And keeping it sort of small is good too. It's not going to be too bulky or anything. But it's really good as a first timers sort of art journal because you just don't care about ruining good paper or anything like that. So, and missed a page there, not that it matters because it's all just junk mail. And then that's the back, and I haven't done the back cover yet, so still got heaps to do in here. But yeah, so heaps of fun, and there's still time. It, you know, closes at the end of the month, so if you've got a whole lot of junk mail and you want to give it a go, get into it now. So I thought while I'm on, I might try and do something with this. I really like the picture down the bottom. Sorry, it is glary too, isn't it? Which is going to be a pain. I'll try and cover that in a minute. Love the picture down the bottom, but I want to do something to cover up the words up the top. So what I will do is get my greaseproof paper to cover that over. And I'll just put my gesso on there. Now, when I did the page that I showed you before, I wanted to do red, but the red I had was so bright I didn't like it. So I added a tiny bit of black to just make it not so bright, and I made brown. This is how much of a newbie I am. So rather than waste the brown I made, I put it in this little Tupperware container, so I'm hoping I might be able to utilise some of this. But I don't want it to be brown too much. So yes, I'm going to experiment, and I'm thinking of mixing some paint in with my gesso. So that I don't gesso and then paint. I can do it sort of all in one hit. So let's see how we go. And it will mellow out the colour a bit too. So I have no idea how this is all going to turn out, but you don't know if you don't give it a go. So just thinking, I got a stick for me paint, but I didn't get anything to get me gesso out. That's alright, we can use both ends, and I've got paper towels. We will do this. So I'll just get a bit of that out, which is probably way much, and I should be a bit more careful with my gesso because it is expensive. Just wipe the little bit off that's on the edge before I put the lid back on. Might be able to grab, if I've got heaps left over, maybe I'll grab a piece of paper and just do a whole lot and then use it as a background for something. That would be sensible. I've got to get in the habit of doing that rather than wasting stuff. Alright, now I've got a brown. I don't mind if that gets a bit of gesso in it, so we'll use the same. And I'm just going to mix it a bit, see what I think, and just mess around. That's coming up alright actually. Now I've got some green as well, and it's a bit too green I think for that, although we'll see. But I might add it to the brown and just see if it turns purple. It shouldn't, but it'll probably just be a darker brown. Oh no, that's coming up alright. I reckon a bit more green. It's going to be a bit of a yucky colour, but a bit more green. It'll be way too much too, but I can just tap more. It's not the nicest colour, is it? yellow, but let's see how this is getting a bit greener now, which is a lot more what I would like. I might just grab my yellow. What I might do is with the excess, stick it back into my Tupperware container, mix it in, and use it for some background for some more mixed media or something. Just try a tad of yellow. It's a really disgusting colour. Let me just see what it's... Although I reckon that's going to work alright for what I want to do. So let's get that on there. I'll do one coat and then see whether I think I need another one or not. Sorry, it's like so glary for you. Now if I pull it over that way, that's a lot better. Now it's just glary for me, but I can survive. Now, I don't think I want to go to the edges either. I think I'll do 2 coats of this. It's mainly just getting this square and covering up those words. Alright, might just let that dry, which shan't take too long, and then I will come back and do another coat. So I'm back for part 2 of painting a gross colour onto my glue book. So, although I do swear it's going to work with what I want to do. So, put that there. Just want to try and cover up the words a little bit better. It doesn't matter if I don't. I don't mind seeing through and seeing that it is junk mail underneath. The one that I showed before with the Oriental lady on it, I painted red. You can see underneath the pictures of the junk mail, and I quite like it. Oh, that's working good though. Looking pretty good. I'll just try and thicken it up a bit there and up there. Just go around the edges and get any of the big lumpy bits off. Don't want it lumpy. Right, so we'll let that dry again, and then we'll be on for the next bit. Okay, so my second coat's nice and dry now, so next thing I want to do, which will probably be the last thing for this evening, been running around doing 2 videos at once. So paint, let it dry while I go and video at the desk, and then run back here, do the next coat, let it dry while I go back there. Yeah, sick of carrying the tripod around. So now I found this beautiful napkin. I bet you're all going ooh and ah over that one. Lovely picture. So I think that would be perfect up there. And I just wanted to paint. So I don't even mind if some of the paint, because I'm debating, do I do a like square or do I go around him? I might do a square, see what I think. And then if I decide to, I can always go around him and pull some more off and just stick him in the middle. So I've got my water pen here. I think I'll just use that to cut it down. So it's nearly midnight now, so I have to stop crafting in a minute. Do some tidying up before I go to bed. Getting a terrible routine of staying up till like 2 and then sleeping in, which is alright on the days where I don't have to get up early, but it kills me on the days where I do have to get up early. Yeah, I quite like that, so I think we'll whack it down like that. It's a bit rough, but it doesn't matter. See how we go here. I don't even think they're very see-through, these ones. I probably didn't even need to paint, but I didn't want to not paint, put it on, think, yeah, that's going to be fine, and then like stick it down and then have the words show through heaps. So, and I actually quite like the colour sticking out. Right, so get some PVA ready. Hopefully this works alright. It should, because I PVA'd over the gesso over this side and that worked really well. So now my foam brush has a fair bit of water in, so that's alright, because we'll water the PVA down a bit with it. Although I'm probably going to have a whole lot of water, yeah, come out like that. Just add a little tiny bit more, I think. Alright, that's looking better. So basically go the whole way over this. I don't care about crinkles, not doing it on this junk mail doesn't bother me. Big ones do a bit, but don't matter. PVA got very wet, but it's looking alright, so I'll just let that dry now. I've got this napkin. Just going to wipe off the edges of the junk mail here where it's gone over. Just wiping off some of the paint. It's alright, just tap around there a bit. Alright, it's looking pretty good really. So we'll let that dry. Just want to stick that bit down a bit better. Alright, so I'll come back when it's dry and I will show you what it looks like.